everybody, Dr. Greco here. Welcome to Ministry in a Minute. Hey, do me a favor, like and share this short video so we can get the word out about the Crossroads School of Ministry. And go ahead and follow us on Facebook. It'll help us to get the word out about what we're doing all over the globe. So we've been talking a lot about disciples who make disciples. We started out last week with why God set the church up that way. And this week we're talking about how. And I think we see something really important towards the end of this story. David's being run out of town by a coup, and he's got all his people with him. And in verse 11, it says this: David then said to Abishai and all his officials, "My son, my own flesh and blood is trying to kill me. How much more than this Benjamite? Leave him alone, let him curse, for the Lord has told him to. It may be that the Lord will look upon my misery and restore to me his covenant blessing instead of his curse today." Now, what I think is amazing about this is in the middle of a trial, in the middle of a struggle, we've said earlier in the week that we need to walk on the mountains and through the valleys with people. We need to be honest and upfront with people. We need to really dig deep into these relationships with people. But what we see here is that one of the things we discover together is God's will. And I think one of the things we need to teach the people who we're discipling is how to hear from God. Romans 12, it says, the more we're conformed into God's image, the more we'll know his will. And so we walk through these difficulties together with an eye on hearing from God. And if we're doing that together, we're training up the next generation on how to hear from the Lord. And we know that sometimes God speaks audibly, but that's not normally how it happens. And so it takes some training to learn to hear God's voice. That only happens when we listen together, when we do it together, and when we figure out together how to learn and understand God's will. So, one more day this week. We'll talk tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow for another Ministry in a Minute.